Hi, this is Maggie. I had a request to do a Queen Elizabeth, take a look at Queen Elizabeth II's chart. Somebody predicted that she would die, and I don't really do astrology like that, but I did say maybe I'd take a look at her transits and progressions. I mean, we all have to pass sometime. The same has been said of President Trump, and so with Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, any world leader could pass also. And there's also they call it the Kennedy curse, that when Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are in conjunction, uh, a lot of times a president will die in office. So, that maybe that's what they were looking at. But yeah, so I'm just going to briefly go over her transits and progressions. Only God can predict the time of our passing. However, my father, as an astrologer, I knew when Pluto was sitting on his sun, when it was in Sagittarius, and he is a Sagittarius, he passed during that time. So that was very hard for me to look at. And we are having a lot of eclipses on the Capricorn Cancer axis. So, and Queen Elizabeth too has Capricorn Cancer axis. She has Capricorn ascendant, and she has Cancer actually in the sixth house of health and work. And the North Node, the transiting North Node, it will be in red, and that is transiting her sixth house of health. It's 21 degrees, and her Pluto is 12 degrees. So, uh, that's a possibility. Also, um, it's hard for me to look at charts like this, looking for something like that, because I like to stay with the positive. But she is she has had the longest reign of any queen for quite some time. Um, yeah, but she does have Saturn sitting on her ascendant. The ascendant is your body. It's your body and your personality. So she does have Saturn, hardship, discipline, separation, and Pluto also is, these are transiting her ascendant. So, of course it's possible. And that's where the nodes come in too, and the eclipses as well. We have two eclipses coming up. One, I believe, I did separate videos on those already. I believe one is a total solar eclipse, I think on the 2nd, July 2nd, and the other one was July 16th, a partial lunar eclipse, or I might have those. Yeah, so those will affect her definitely, and affect all our world leaders, or some significant event, could happen during that time. And, be it the Queen or with the President of the US or any other world leader, certainly, that could very well signify an ending or a change of power or something like that. But Saturn and Pluto sitting on your ascendant can be very hard. Can be very hard. But she has so much endurance. She is actually, Saturn is her ruler. She is I mean, as a Capricorn ascendant, that is the ruler of Capricorn. So Saturn is so. Uh, that's probably what gave her such longevity. I mean, Capricornians they can live, to a ripe old age. That's for sure. And she is. Um, yeah. So between the eclipses, you know, the nodes coming into play, the North Node, can signify, fated events that may happen, and that the eclipses are going to trigger those um, in Cancer and in Capricorn. So the eclipses are the flip side of what they were before. Also, her transiting Neptune is in Pisces, and Pisces is, she has Venus in Pisces. So Neptune is like the dissolution of all things. It's has no boundaries, has no boundaries at all, and that is in her first house, and her progressed midheaven is in the first house as well, and it's conjunct Jupiter, expansion, and yeah. So also her progressions will be in the green, and her transits will be in the red. So first, I'm just kind of jumping around. Um, her transiting Jupiter is in Sagittarius, and it's in the 10th house. That's her reign. Um, yeah, so actually, she seems to be in robust health. Jupiter in Sagittarius is it's a great benefic, and she has that in the 10th house of her reign, her career as queen. So I haven't done her natal chart. I think I did Queen Elizabeth I because I found that intriguing. Anyway, so her Mars, progressed Mars is on her sun. Mars can sometimes, it's in Aries as well. Progressed Mars is on her sun. So that could be, that could be about assets, Mars and Saturn can be malefics at times. Uh, Neptune can be the dissolution of all things. Neptune, Venus. So, if anything did happen to the Queen, she would go out, I'm sure, surrounded by loved ones and in perfect peace. I'm sure, I am sure. Um, yeah, it's not like the U.S. where they're talking about impeachment, and some people are predicting assassination, and yeah. So yeah, anyway, back to her. Her progressed ascendant is in Gemini, 28 degrees Gemini, and let's see what house that's in Gemini. Um, and her progressed MC, I just talked about, is in Aquarius in the first house. So yeah, Gemini she has in the fourth house. Is it fourth or fifth? Yeah. So she has Venus and the ascendant in Gemini in the fifth house of royals, royalty. So she may be around for quite a long time. I don't usually look at charts like that. I mean, like if Pluto were sitting right on her sun, I would be worried. However, with the eclipses and with Saturn and Pluto on her ascendant, that can be, that can affect the body. That can affect the body. And Pluto and Saturn are not easy transits, and especially to have them sitting on your ascendant, could denote some illness, or feeling a heaviness, tiredness. Pluto can be like I said with my father's chart, where Pluto was on his sun. It's not on her sun though; it's on her ascendant. But still, she has Mars transiting Mars on her sun. So, it's kind of a mix with the eclipses going on in July, and Mars on her sun in the second house, and her ascendant. Let's see what else she has going. She has Chiron transiting Aries in the second house of monetary assets, and it's conjunct her Mercury, planet of communication, in Aries. So, it's possible to hear something. Yeah, so her transits, we talked about Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. Uranus in Taurus. Uranus and Taurus in the second house is sudden, unpredictable change, and it's pretty close to her Mercury. So, yeah, only God knows. Only God knows, or timing. And I, of course, wish only good health and wealth and all the best to all the royals. I just really. I'm looking at this because somebody asked me to, or said some psychic said something, but yeah, so I just kind of pointed out a few indicators. We all have to go sometime, and yeah, so I'm not going to be repetitive. She does have a lot of water. She has Pluto, the North Node, Saturn, MC, the midheaven, Venus, and Uranus, all in water. A lot of water for the Queen. Saturn in Scorpio make her a very determined royal. Yeah, very determined royal. And let's see what else she has in water. She has a lot of water. Saturn and the MC. We're in Scorpio. Pluto and the North Node. Pluto and the North Node are in the sixth house of Cancer. Again, that would be health. So, yeah, so that's going to affect her health. That's probably what people are looking at, is the transiting North Node in red, sitting on her Pluto, and there will be an eclipse, and her North Node as well is in the sixth house of health. So that's a possibility too, that her health could be affected by that. Yeah, so I was just looking at her water. Yeah, Pluto in the North Node in Cancer, when we talked about the eclipses. Also, she has Venus and Uranus in Pisces. So Pisces is the dissolution of all things. It's it's universal love. She has Venus exalted in Pisces. In the first house is huge, but Neptune is, what degree is Neptune? Transiting Neptune is 18 degrees Pisces. So it's just, within a 10-degree orb of her Venus. So, again, one day, when the Queen passes, she will be surrounded by love. She will be absolutely surrounded by love, because she does have Venus in Pisces, and everybody loves the Queen. She will be surrounded by her family. Venus is the dissolution of all things. It just dissolves. It dissolves. So, that's possible as well. All the outer planets, the eclipses, Mars on her sun. So I was just breaking down. She's got a lot of water. Predominantly, she is water. And Earth is her ascendant, and Sun. Her transiting Sun is in the seventh house of personal relationships, partnerships. And its transiting Sun is, where's that progressed? Sorry. Progressed Sun. is in Cancer, 29 degrees. That's a critical degree. So progressed Sun is in Cancer. It will be involved in this eclipse coming up. So yeah, the whole Cancer Capricorn axis, there's just going to be some major world events going on, and it will affect everyone, especially Cancers and Capricorns. And her progressed Sun is in Cancer. It's 29 degrees Cancer, critical degree. And so her progressed MC was in Aquarius, first house. And air, she has Mars and Jupiter. Mars and Jupiter, and those are in her first house, making her the queen. The queen. Mars is, authority, drive, ambition, will. She has a very strong will. Very strong will. And Capricorns do have longevity. They rule the bones and the teeth. And they build structure. But she's got a lot of fire. She's got a lot of fight in her. She has Mercury and Chiron in Aries. So the wounded healer, Chiron, is in Aries. So, it's conjunct her Mercury, 4 degrees. So that could be, some kind of news, news. Mercury, the planet of communication, and the wounded healer in Aries, that's news about, her assets or health or any kind of news, The wounded healer will be in Aries. It just went into Aries, so it's going to be there for 7 years. 7 years, and it's, it's all about healing, inner and outer healing. I have Chiron in Aries. I've been so accident-prone. Transiting Aries, I don't know. I've just been very accident-prone lately. As you can see, a bracelet hurt me. So anyways, just a brief look. God save the Queen. Yeah, she appears to be in robust health. Oh, I was looking at her fire. So, yeah, Mercury and Chiron are in Aries, fiery cardinal Aries. She has them in the second house of assets, what you value. And also she has Moon, Neptune in Leo, royalty. Moon, Neptune in royal Leo. And that is in the 7th house of personal relationships. So she rules. The Queen rules. And she has Mercury conjunct Neptune in the 7th house. So that again could be some kind of news about the royals. And there's been all kinds of news about the royals. She's a grandmother, I don't know how many times over, and royal weddings, and there's all kinds of royal news going on. So anyway, I just thought I would go over it. And she has a lot of sensitivity, being predominantly water. So anyway, I wish the Queen all the best, and hope you like this video. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. And God save the Queen.